about Airbnb versus long-term rentals. Before we get into it, I want to talk about the sponsor of this video, Aura. If you're like me and love saving money, you probably shared your Netflix password with your friends and family, and statistically, the average consumer has 90 accounts. It's most likely that you don't have 90 different passwords to go with each one. So if someone has one of your passwords, they probably have access to your other accounts. This can make you and your accounts extremely vulnerable to things like identity theft and fraud. And if you think that won't happen to you, just know that American consumers lost $56 billion from identity theft in 2020. And that's a lot of money. This is why I've partnered with the sponsor of this video, Aura. Aura is an identity theft protection, fraud monitoring, a VPN, password management, and antivirus software all combined in one easy to use app that monitors the dark web for your emails, passwords, your social security number, and quickly sends alerts right to your phone and email. I've dealt with fraud and I know with fraud, every second matters. I love Aura because it can connect my credit and bank accounts and notify me of any changes up to 4 times faster than Aura's other competitors. Aura's VPN allows me to stay anonymous online by keeping my browser history and personal info safe and encrypted. And the best part is that Aura's antivirus software will block malware and viruses before they infect devices. Aura found my personal information on dark web 5 times in the past 2 weeks. So stay safe and start your 2-week free trial today at aura.com/justly. Once you sign up, don't forget to comment down below how many times your personal info was found. Back to the video. So if you're looking into real estate investing strategies, you probably come across people talking about short-term rentals. Now in 2019 alone, the short-term rental industry was up to $17.5 million. And according to VRM Intel, 45% of investment properties were bought to rent instead of flipping. So in this video, let's talk about the pros and cons of short-term rental versus long-term rentals and what strategies might be better for you. First off, let's talk about the differences between short-term rental and long-term rental. Short-term rentals are properties that are usually rented for up to 1 month only. So this can be any softwares like Airbnb or VRBO, I believe that's what it's called, and booking.com. There's plenty of sites out there, but literally you can list pretty much anything you want, from rooms to entire homes to basements to villas to anything you like, tiny homes in the back, and basically price is set by nightly rates just like hotels. Now, long-term rentals, on the other hand, are properties that are rented for at least 6 months and more. Now, this is with a lease agreement to pay rent on a steady basis, could be monthly, bi-weekly, whatever you guys come up with your landlord. Let's talk about the pros of short-term rentals versus long-term rentals. Now, the pros of short-term rentals, the biggest thing is going to be the money. You get more cash flow in it and you have a better cash-on-cash return if everything is done correctly. Now, on top of that, you can also set price how you want nightly with flexible pricing. That means that every single night, the price is different, just like hotels. You know, when a holiday comes, you can raise your price. You know, when it's winter and say you have a cabin, you can also raise the price. Depending on the seasonal or just how you want it, you can set your price to whatever you like to be. On top of that, you can rent pretty much anything. You can rent anything in the vicinity of your home. And this is a great way of starting how to house hack, where you can rent one unit and live in the other unit. Now, on top of that, you have no lease agreements. So if basically a guest comes in and breaks your rule, you can just kick them out and you don't have to deal with a bad tenant for over 6 months. Now, on top of that, there's something called air cover, where basically it's Airbnb's own insurance thing where they cover up to $1 million for guests and hosts now. So that's a great thing just in case if your guest comes in and destroys your property, you do have up to $1 million where you can have an insurance claim and Airbnb will cover your damages. Now let's talk about the cons of short-term rental versus long-term rental. Number 1 is going to be the taxes. This is going to be a really big thing because you're going to have to pay income tax on every single booking, and there is no benefit on taxes. Now, usually people get into real estate investing because they want the tax deductions and every benefit that comes with having real estate. But with short-term rentals, you just don't have that ability on the benefits, and you'll have to pay taxes. But not only that, you're going to have to spend more time with a short-term rental versus a long-term rental because you are running sort of a quote-unquote a hotel and you are running a business. Now, you're also going to have cleaners, you're going to have to market your property, you're going to have to manage your property, and in turn it will also cause you to have higher expenses and damages that you'll have to deal with. On top of that, you'll have to have furniture to furnish your buildings or your homes, and you also have to have a monthly restocking fee of basically having to have toiletries, towels, things that got damaged, soap, those type of things where you're going to have to pay every single month. And also, income can also be irregular depending on the season. You'll have good seasons, you'll have bad seasons. Maybe you're next to the beach and usually in the winter, your season starts to slow down. Well, then your income will be irregular because on good months, you'll make a lot of money, and then on those bad months, you'll make less money. So you'll have to be fine with that. Now, let's talk about the pros of long-term investing versus short-term investing. Well, the first thing is you're gonna get consistent income every single month. You're not gonna have to dibble-dabble with the seasons. You usually make the same amount that's on your lease agreement every single month, or however you set with your tenants. On top of that, it's just less managing, less work. You don't have to spend too much time thinking of cleaning or maintaining or all that stuff that goes into running a hotel business. Not only that, the biggest thing will be tax benefits that will be applied to loan payments, depreciation, and just other property expenses of just having a rental property in itself. So let's talk about the cons of long-term rentals then. One of them is going to be the bounding of that lease agreement. If you have a tenant that you signed for a year and you come out to find out that they're not paying or they've trashed your place, well, you are bound by that lease agreement, and the only way that you're going to get away from it is by an eviction, which is a long, expensive process, which at the end of the day, you really don't want to go through. And also you have less flexibilities because you can't just kick them out all of a sudden or just for one day. So which one is better? Now, it all depends on everyone's situation, but if you want all the tax benefits of real estate and you don't want to spend too much time on your real estate investments like a business, well, you should go for a long-term rental. It's just gonna be a less headache for you, and you'll just have all the things that you want with real estate, and you don't have to deal with a lot of things. Now, on the other hand, you wanna maximize the amount of money that you make every single month that have cash flowing income, and you're okay with putting up with the hours of going through your short-term rentals and having to furnish, clean, maintain, all that stuff, short-term rentals might be for you. And on top of that, you earn pretty much 3 times more than long-term rentals. That being said though, you can really short-term rental anything you like. I mean, I'm pretty sure in your house currently right now, you have a spare bedroom that you can rent out right now. You can also long-term rental and do short-term rentals. There's so many options where you can intertwine each other to make the most profit of real estate. But if you're gonna do this as a business, in my opinion, Airbnb is gonna be better. Not only do we have 5 properties, but yes, it is more work. There is more times that we spend on every single property, but you do get more cash flow. So in the end of the day, all that's important is appreciation of real estate, in which even if you go long-term rental or short-term rental, appreciation does happen where property values will go up in time. That being said, there is no right or wrong of which one you like better or which one is better. It just depends on how you want to go with it. Do you want consistent income, paying off your mortgage and having a little bit extra with appreciation going? Or would you rather spend the hours and run a business and make 3 times money, but know that you have to spend more time with the business? I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you guys like and subscribe. And don't forget, there is that 2-week free trial with Aura at aura.com/JustinLee. And with that being said, guys, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.